It's showtime.
Hello and welcome to the In All Fairness podcast.
This high-class Hollywood orgy.
Listen, go fuck yourself, your broken computer.
See you at the party, Richter.
Do I hold the button before putting it in my mouth or after?
Stick around.
So I'm going deaf in one ear and it's been a while. Today we're doing a kind of specific episode for the guys who are fans, and gals, who are fans of the Dresden Files.
Yeah, so basically I subjected Gordon to the Dresden Files and it has consumed his life as it has consumed mine, and we are still anxiously waiting for the next installment. So in the meantime, we thought we'd go real deep dive nerdy into what we think theory-wise the future will hold for the series.
Which kind of limits this whole pod to kind of like one specific group. And anyone who will actually fucking listen to anyone who will listen to it. It kind of sent me down a rabbit hole, and it did the same to Ronnie, so much so he hasn't come back.
He's still researching.
So how about you kind of give us a pitch on the Dresden Files? The pitch that you gave me here one night that just blew my mind, and immediately I was like, okay. I basically consumed all 15 volumes of the audiobooks journeying to work at the weekends, and
you watched the show after I told you not to watch the show.
To be fair, I watched the show before.
But you watched the show before you read the books.
Yeah.
After I told you not to.
No, I had seen an episode like years ago. I'd seen a few episodes in defense of the show. No, there's no defense.
There is no
it's
defense
terrible.
of the show.
There is one episode though that I do like.
Which is?
It's the one that I vaguely remember. I think he got to go get his PI license again, and the female actress that's in it, she's can't think of her name. She was in Farscape and Stargate SG-1 towards the latter seasons of it, but she's also another fellow trying to get her PI license, as far as I know.
That was a good one, was it?
It was fun. I'm trying to think. I'll find out by the next time. But I just remember enjoying the episode. The two of them end up working the same case together, and Harry's like, look, you're actually really good at this. And Paul Blackthorne was just the wrong cast choice. He was too old, and he spoke with a Boston accent.
Yeah, that was a bit weird. I found that a bit weird.
And a hockey stick.
Oh, fuck.
That was the best thing ever. Said no one ever.
Yeah, go fuck yourself. Forza!
He didn't even use magic. Anyway.
He didn't use any words.
We're getting off topic.
Yeah, off topic.
That is to come. But, okay, so.
Theories. Okay, so for the last while, Gordon and I, but more so Gordon, have gone consuming every Q&A Butcher has done in the last, 5 years?
2014, 13, 11, 2011.
Oh, you went that far?
Yeah. So that's what year is it? That's about 7 years. But okay, before we actually get into this, if there is anyone listening, if there is any fans, and you're planning on going to a Q&A, please, when you get up to the mic, stop fucking asking about the Jade Court.
Stop asking the same questions.
The same questions. It's like no one ever.
Stop asking about the Jade Court. Stop asking about Mother Winter's walking stick.
Yeah.
Basically, read any of the word of gyms before you go there.
And
because a lot of the questions have been answered.
Watch interviews. Like the more recent ones that I've watched was the tours that he was doing, the Q&As for the tour he was doing for Briefcases.
Yeah.
And there's 4 videos which I X'd out of because I was like, I've seen this one already. But no, I was wrong. They're different Q&As from different libraries. It just looked like they were done from different angles, but there were different ones. But the first couple of questions were all the same. And then I was like, does Jim have someone following him around just asking him the same questions over and over again so he can like...
Well, fair play to him for like being a good sport and still answering them.
Yes.
It must get annoying, but...
Especially with the Jade Court, he's just so... as people go, he's
probably
just
going to
so
wipe them all out
optimistic.
off screen so no one ever asks him about it again.
Although he does say to it, he goes, we may have seen an operative already for the Jade Court.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. But I think he's just appeasing fans when he says stuff like that.
Shut up and stop asking me. They're at the Yangtze River. They don't fucking care about anything outside of their area.
And I think, I could be wrong, because I've consumed so much, he says that they feed off breath.
Yeah, I heard
So
it was
they
that
could
or it was
kill
time.
you.
Yeah.
They could kill you from like across a block away or something, through a window, they could kill you and you just drop dead and nobody would know what had happened.
Huh.
And there's my favorite answer he gives the whole time. It makes me laugh every time, even though I've heard it like so much in the past couple of weeks. It's like they're still waiting to see how this China thing works out. They don't know.
Yeah, true.
But going by his Q&As, I kind of went off the deep end with theories and where things might be going and who might be certain people. And I don't have a Reddit account, and I try not to kind of go into those boards because I do get lost on the Reddit boards. Lost in the sense that like I go down a rabbit hole and I don't come out of it for weeks. I did go on, there's a Word of Gym website which has basically gathered it's like clearly someone's asked the same questions over and over and over again, so somebody's come and gotten the answer to those questions and put it all together in one website. If it's one person or a group of people who did it, whoever you are, thank you. It made my obsession much easier.
Yeah, more efficient.
But I had this crazy theory that I was told not to put online. Well, I couldn't even if I wanted to, but even if I did, people would laugh at me. Was that Elaine was Cowell?
Yeah, which is
because it was
unlikely.
It's unlikely. I get it. It is unlikely, and it took a few weeks for Martin to talk me off that ledge. But my whole reasoning behind it was, what if, they could throw? She's a freaking wizard. She could throw her voice. She could do a spell to make her sound like a man. Because the whole theory online is that Cowell is an alternate reality version.
There's a few. I think
Harry.
That's one of the stronger ones, is that Cowell is a Mirror Mirror Harry. Mirror Mirror being a book that's coming after Peace Talks, where Harry gets pulled into an alternate universe by an evil version of himself, who will be the main antagonist.
Yes. So.
And we know there will be time travel shenanigans in the future. I think that explains some stuff. That probably explains who fixed Little Chicago in my mind.
Yeah.
And who ran him off the road.
And who blew up Murphy's car.
Yeah. Unless that was Ace. That's the only other person that could have been, in my mind.
No, because if it was Ace, it would have been told straight away. Well,
I
not
think
straight away.
They
You would have found out.
suspect it in Cold Days, don't they? But he's just been a general asshole in the background.
Yeah. Or no, I think it's whoever's doing the traveling around through time, or whoever's.
Well, the gatekeeper says to Harry, "Oh, I didn't recognize you without the scar," but he says that before Harry gets the scar.
I think the gatekeeper is Harry.
No, I don't. I think that's dumb.
No, there's something that Jim's. Oh no, I know it's Rashid, but there's something.
He's a completely different
See, I
race
think
and
there's-
ethnicity.
Yeah, but there's something that Jim said in a Q&A that made me think that it was Harry, but then.
See, this is a problem on Reddit. There's a whole faction that everybody is Harry from the future, basically.
This is true. But, see, this is the problem with my brain. It just doesn't work. Jim said something that made me go, oh shit, Harry, Gatekeeper's a future Harry. But then I was like, no, wait, it's Rashid. Rashid is a Muslim?
Yeah, and he's way older than.
He's way older, a different ethnicity, so no, it's not Harry. But anyway, so back to the whole Cowell thing. I was always of the impression that Cowell being an alternate version of Harry was just too cliched, maybe. But all the evidence is there for it to be an evil version of Harry. And then, so we're on book 15 with Skin Game. The next book is Peace Talks. And then after that is Mirror Mirror. And during the Q&A, Jim did say that we would find the Cowell's identity would be revealed in either book 17 or 18. And when this Q&A took place, it was before there was any talks of Mirror Mirror happening. I think Peace Talks might have been mentioned. So it's my belief that we're going to find out in Mirror Mirror who Cowell is, and that Cowell is an alternate version of Harry.
Yeah, it could be strong. Like, a lot of people, there is a theory that it's Justin DeMorn.
Yeah.
Which I don't know about that, because like he has been, I'd say 80% clear that Justin DeMorn is dead. DED dead. He's what he said.
DED.
I think an interesting thing they could do with DeMorn is that DeMorn wasn't DeMorn, that he was Kemmler.
Yeah.
That he was body swapped like Corpse Taker.
Yeah.
and that the real De Morn was actually a good guy who
Was killed.
or taken round, and there might be a chance for the old De Morn's soul to be out there somewhere, possibly, and to contact Harry. I think that would be interesting if they did that.
Yeah. Also, that Kemmler wanted Starborn for a reason.
Yeah.
But
Him and Elaine are Starborn, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah, apparently. But at the same time, the fact that De Morn was Kemmler's apprentice at one point, wasn't he? Or student of Kemmler?
No. De Morn was people. It was who's the guy who gets murdered? Petrovic student, I think.
Yeah.
I think he's Petrovic student. Yeah.
Oh God, there's so much books and stuff.
Or Lafortier. It's Lafortier or Petrovic.
Huh.
Lafortier is the one who's murdered in.
I don't think
Dreamcoat.
Petrovic is Cowell either. I think that
Petrovic's a very interesting one.
it would be if but he threw his death curse.
Is it confirmed?
It's
that
confirmed
he
because
did throw a death curse.
Jim said when someone was asking about the
Oh,
powers of death curse, Jim.
That's a question someone should ask Jim. Because
Yeah.
we know that Kemmler was killed like 3 times or something like that.
Yeah.
Did each time he was killed, does a necromancer get to throw more than one death curse?
Interesting. Again, if there's someone listening,
Yeah.
ask Jim this
Yeah, it's
question.
like, hey Jim, about the Jade Course. Fuck off! No.
So my question's on the Jade Court. Does they have death curses?
What
that
is
they
their
control?
favorite color? Yeah.
Why are they called the Jade Court? Is
Yeah.
it racist?
Yeah, there's that with Cowell. Kumori then could possibly be Elaine, because he did say something cryptic about that.
Yeah. See,
He said, when will we see Elaine again? And he said, well, when was the last time you thought you saw her? But that was before she showed up again in White Knight.
Yeah. See, my whole reasoning behind thinking Elaine was Cowell was because she showed up before Cowell. Or was it around the same time?
No, she
Cowell
shows
shows
up
up in Deadbeat.
and
Elaine showed up in White Knight.
No, Summer Night.
Summer Night, sorry.
And White Knight.
And again, just the fact that she's a woman doesn't mean she can't be
A Dark Lord.
a Dark Lord, exactly.
Equal opportunities in
And
evil.
she's tall as well, and Cowell is tall. She's just as tall as Harry, isn't she?
I don't think she's just as tall as Harry.
But
Not many people are just as tall as Harry in the series.
plus, she grew up with Harry, so she would have known about Kemmler and all that kind of stuff.
She wouldn't have known about Kemmler.
She would have. The more knew about Kemmler.
Yeah, but I think it's more likely that if you went with that he was De Morn and she was Kumori,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
that if De Morn was still alive, he still had an enthrallment over her.
Yeah,
That would be the thing.
I think she is.
Kumori as an alternate
Kumori.
Molly is an interesting one.
But can't be Molly because of how tall she is. It's a height thing. Alternate being from an alternate universe doesn't mean you're going to be alternately taller. Although
It could be just
Jim
a
could do
it
that.
could be a plot hole. Like it could be something like that.
No, because Word of Jim, on Word of Jim, the website, it is. He did say that whoever it is whoever Komori is tall enough to hold a knife to Harry's throat from behind. Like she's not holding a knife up to him; she's holding it at level to his throat. So
Well, the only other female wizards I can think of that we've seen is Martha Liberty, but I doubt it. I very highly doubt it's her.
she's on the White Council. Sure.
Yeah.
She'd be uber powerful,
Yeah.
hard to manipulate.
Yeah, true.
Although-
well, the ink.
True.
The ink was fucking a lot of them. So
But for how long, I suppose? Yeah.
could she be Lucio? Oh no, she couldn't be Lucio.
No.
Can't be in two places at once. Yeah.
Ah, poor Lucio.
Did Lucio give up the location of the camp
Oh, to the
While-
goblins.
while she was under the influence? Is Lucio still under the influence? Is she very deep cover?
Wait a minute. When did Cowell supposedly die?
He got blown up in Deadbeat because Harry knows, like,
Yeah, but
fucked him up.
but Cowell shows up again then later
yeah,
on.
surprised that he's alive. He shows up in
Yes.
White Knight. He brings the he brings the super ghouls through the gate.
Because you know how Jim has beta readers who basically when he's writing the books he sends them to beta readers who can tell him like, okay, you can't use this character, you've already killed them off, or this character shouldn't be here at this time, or something like that.
Well, it's not a mistake that slipped through. There is an importance to
No, I know that, but like people doing these Q&As should fucking do their own beta reading and go and because it's so annoying when I'm listening to them, I'm like, I know the answer to this. And I know I'm the same way. I'll probably ask him the same question if it was there, but somebody did ask him, is Cowell dead?
Hmm.
I was like, well, no, he shows up in the books again after Deadbeat. So that's what I was thinking.
There was a guy who didn't cop that Kringle and Owen were the same dude. He was like, why did he assume the form of him? It's like, no, they're the same guy.
That guy's the whole life changed. Like, oh shit!
Yeah, retroactive. There's that. There's another theory surrounding that now, though. Is with Mirror Mirror is that the world in Mirror Mirror is completely different because it diverged at the point of one choice.
Yeah.
In grave peril.
Yeah.
And it could be something as simple as Harry picking up the phone to Susan before she went on her own to the party. Or it could be, I think, to really push Harry over the edge, it could be Michael staying behind and him taking Susan out of there.
Yeah, but before we get to Mirror Mirror, we should note that the information that's come out about Mirror Mirror, Jim had the idea for these stories since the get-go.
Yeah.
20 books.
Pretty much.
Capped off by an apocalyptic trilogy. And then, so the books could go to 21, maybe 23, going by different Q&As. He like, after Skin Game came out, he said in some interview that there was like 5, 6, 7, I think it was like, the ideas could stretch out for 8 books, which would bring the total to 23 books before you get to the apocalyptic trilogy. But more recently, he said he's like 20 books, maybe 21. So I'm kind of hoping for more books because it's so good. I know some people they love the series as well and they want to know how it ends like right now. But I think the more books is better because we have it for longer. So he's always had the idea for Mirror Mirror, and what's interesting is that going back to changes, he had a divergent there of 3 ways that book could go, and he didn't know which one he was going to take.
Oh, he didn't?
No, he didn't know, but either way he would have had plans for, but he knew that whatever choice Harry made, that was the direction the book was going to go in from there. Still probably going to hit all the points he was meant to hit at certain points. Although I don't know how he's going to do Ghost Story. But Ghost Story was always a plan he had to do, in the sense that Harry...
Well, I guess he was always going to put in the thing that whatever choice I pick, I need you to kill me afterwards.
Well, no, I don't think there was that. I don't
think that can work if he does the Dark Hallow, though.
He was always going to have a point where Harry would have to solve his own murder.
Yeah.
So that was a story point that he was always going to do. So the 3 points he had in changes was picking up Blashiel's coin, and becoming a Denarian. The other point was
doing the Dark Hallow.
Doing the Dark
Hallow. It would take him way too much time.
And he would have killed a lot of people.
Yeah.
His friends
he would
included.
lose all of his allies.
And the third point was Winter Mantle, which is what he took.
Yeah, the least of all evils.
So even when writing the books and knowing that he was going to do a Mirror Mirror reality, which is a Star Trek throwback to Star Trek, and that's what he was always going to call it. It's amazing that in changes there was 3 options Harry could have taken and would have changed the direction of the series. It still would have had the same end point, but different storylines. But so going back to Grave Peril, which is basically what we know so far about Mirror Mirror, which could be a piss take, or it could be real, or it could be just Jim trolling people. But apparently Mirror Mirror is going to be the alternate version of Harry is pulling in we'll just call it Mirror Mirror World for the moment. Mirror Mirror Harry is pulling in Harry from other realities to die in his place, so he can continue living on in secrecy or whatever, but these other alternate Harrys that keep getting killed, and he pulls in our Harry into the world, Harry Prime, and Harry Prime is like, I ain't doing this shit, I'm not dying, and fights back. So
also evil Harry will be allied with Mavra.
Yes, who is she the head of the...
Yeah, I think if she's not already, she might as well be the Black Queen.
Yeah.
I don't think she is the Black Queen, though. I don't know if it's the Black King, I think, but she might as well end up, she might be by this stage. With this as well, depending on how it goes in Mirror Mirror World, Morgan is possibly still alive.
I hope Morgan's still alive. Just killing all the alternate Harrys.
Well, if Morgan is still alive, it means that Harry hasn't killed him yet, basically. That's the only reason he could possibly still be alive. It means that, well, if the divergence point is there, does Harry save Summer? Or does he fix that? Or does someone else get involved to stop that all from happening? Does Shiro take his place at the duel? The duel doesn't happen.
The duel wouldn't happen.
The duel wouldn't happen because he leaves. Are the Red Court still around?
Yeah.
Does Thomas does Harry know that Thomas is his brother?
Yeah.
Are they together at all?
Shiro's going to die of cancer anyways.
Is Murphy?
So that doesn't really.
Yeah. Is Murphy?
Well, Murphy
allies with him.
She would have been because they become allies after book 2. Really. Well, they're allies before that, but she's more of a foil for him. Yeah.
Would she still be with him, or would she be after him?
What if Harry? What the choice he makes is there's a choice that Bianca gives him in saying that it basically goes, look, you can join us.
He's not a vampire.
If he became a Red Court vampire and he's allied with Mavra,
it's against his nature.
Then he fucking become. I definitely think he's got necromancy.
I don't know, because the Cole Kemmler thing would have gone differently as well.
Yeah, but what if he's putting in alternate Harrys to die in his place?
Mavra wanted. Also, he never touches the coin, or maybe he does. That's because he touches the coin. He gets Lash's shadow embedded into him at the end of Death Masks, and if Death Masks goes a different way, if he's not, Michael's not there.
Yeah.
If we take it that Michael dies at the party,
yeah,
and Amarakius is
destroyed,
unmade, yeah, then either Amarakius is remade. Ooh, Murphy could be the new knight in his place.
No.
Possibly. No, she could be. She could be wielding Amarakius in the alternate world.
Okay, so this is where... does the wielder of the sword not have to be... like, she's got, what, Fidilacius?
She has wielded Fidilacius in the past.
Yeah. Twice. Or maybe 3 times.
Well, she touched it.
Fucking broke it.
She touched it in small favour and it went nuts.
Yeah.
And they went, what was that? And he says, I think that was a job offer. She wielded it in changes and became basically the literal wrath of God.
Yeah. Divine
punishment on top of the Lords of Outer Night.
Yeah.
And she fucking broke it in Skin Game. By being unworthy.
Yeah.
By trying to damn someone, yeah.
Ooh. Here's the thing. Thomas has never wielded any of the swords.
No, but I really hope he does wield Amarakius at least once.
Because there was a question, I think Kitty asked it, Jim's wife asked, will we see Thomas wield Amarakius again? Was the question. Someone asked him the question, will we see Thomas wield Amarakius again?
Well, Amarakius,
and
he gave it to Michael. That's the only time he's really had it.
So maybe not wield, but hold it. But someone asked him if he'd wield it again, and Jim's reply was, I'm not going to tell you, which means yes.
Means possibly.
Although, okay, so we're talking about
Would
mirror,
it kill
mirror.
him? Would it kill his hunger?
Oh, that'd be... Oh. Thomas is like...
Leave him completely mortal.
It's kind of hard to say, this is my favourite character, this is my favourite character, this is my favourite... Because it's like, there's so many good characters, but definitely, like, my top 3, even though we're following Harry's kind of storyline, is Thomas, Michael, and Mouse.
Yeah.
Are like my absolute favourite. Because reading Zoo Day, I was in bed and I was listening to the audiobook and I had the headphones on and I heard Harry's part, I heard Maggie's, I knew exactly the way it was going to go and how things were going in it. I was like, sorry. I usually I'd be like, this is so predictable, but in reality I was like, oh, this is so awesome. But when it gets into Mouse's story, I was like literally like jittery, like getting excited about parts, and I woke up my wife. What the fuck are you at? It's Mouse. You don't understand.
You don't understand. He's this lovable Tibetan dog. He really likes that girl.
But yeah, no.
Did Cowlin Kimori steal his letter?
Oh, 100%. It has to be them. The only 2 people. The way it was mentioned, it's like okay. So they have.
Now, I posted this before on Reddit, and they said that Harry observed a sorcerer who nicked the dogs for 16-hour days for ages.
Yeah.
Now, my only way around that is that that sorcerer could have been a middleman.
Yeah.
Also, someone trained cells. That's the thing. So, did Harry have a picture of Cowl as the other one? Harry burns up that picture in Stormfront with all the people at the party. Was Cowl there? If it's Cowl, because someone trained cells... Someone gave the agents the Hexenwolf belts.
Yeah.
I guess the ghost. Someone taught Leonid Kravis as well. Stirred up the fucking ghosts.
Yeah.
Nemesis, I think, is definitely... Well, Nemesis is behind the first 4 cases, as far as we know. First 4 cases, Nemesis has some link to it.
So it's behind...
Nemesis is responsible for the Black Council, basically.
Oh, yeah.
So it's behind...
Oh, wait.
cells.
Nemesis, I don't think it is.
No, Lily says it to him.
Really?
Yeah, Lily says it to him.
Okay.
They explained it out. They lay it out to him on the bridge when he's with Maeve.
Yeah.
It's who gave these people this, who trained this guy this, people acting against their nature. Why does Aurora suddenly try to undo everything and end the cycle? Nemesis probably got into her, or into the previous Summer Lady. Nemesis might be in Tornet Namshiel. I don't know if it can affect angels, but Tornet Namshiel is definitely Black Council. Tornet Namshiel did. We don't know who attacked Arctic
I don't
Tor,
think. No, I don't.
But
think,
we know it was the Circle or whatever they're called. And
I don't think. Maybe not.
the tastes of the White Court were changing as well. They remained static and they changed to what was his name? Is it Madrigal Wraith? Was going over to Skavis. His tastes were changing. That was the thing. Yeah.
Yes. Sorry, White Court. I think you said
Court.
White Council.
Sorry, White Court. Yeah. So it was making things. It allowed Maeve to lie. It made things act against his nature.
Oh, Lily was such a fucking idiot. Sorry.
She's naive.
She's not naive. She's pure. She was an idiot. What happened to her deserved.
She had no idea that Maeve could lie.
Harry told her. That's what it changed in her. It changed the fact that she could lie, but she wouldn't believe Harry. Well, I suppose when you look at it from everybody, he's the Winter Knight.
And he could be infected himself.
It is funny too. It's like Jim did say, is like when you're looking at Harry from the White Court's kind of or White Council's point of view, like we should have killed him
like ages ago.
They can't touch him now because he's the White Knight.
He's the
Winter Knight. So
he also won them a war.
He won the war.
All the young fucking wardens like him.
Yeah. He's got demon reach.
Yeah, they can't touch him with that.
Did they know he knows about Kemler's? He's seen it with his third sight?
Well, he knows the word.
He knows the word, yeah.
He knows it off, like.
Yeah.
And I think Mavra has the word, but I think she was using it.
She was blackmailing Harry, but she
used it in defense in a way because she's not going to use it. It's because the Black Court are
undead.
They're vulnerable to necromancy. Yeah. So she was getting rid of it that way.
But next up, to kind of keep this short, hopefully, but the next book is Peace Talks, and that's where the four more are coming into it. You're going to see more gods, deities, should I say.
It's more signatories of the Accords.
Thomas is going to have a baby. Well, Justine's going to have the baby.
But something bad's going to happen to Thomas. Do you think Thomas might die, man?
Thomas, okay, so my
what's the worst way it could happen? Ebenezer kills him without realising.
I think Ebenezer knows that Thomas is his grandson, though. He has to know.
I don't know if he has to know.
He has to know. And because, okay, think about it. What could be worse for Thomas? Not knowing that Ebenezer is his grandfather, right? But then finding out, okay, so this guy's my grandfather. He knew about me, and he left me there. When my mother died, he left me there with fucking...
Well, what could he do? He's just as much his grandson as he is the White King's son.
Ebenezer didn't know Harry was his grandson.
Oh, he did?
Until too late. Until it was too late. Until after Justin the Morn.
Okay.
Word of Jim. Word of Jim.
Okay.
He found out after Justin the Morn. So he found out too late.
Yeah.
So if he had known that Harry was him, he would have raised him. So we would have seen a totally different Harry. So if he knew that Thomas was his grandson, well, I suppose he's...
I don't think he does know.
I think he does. I think that's going to be a big point.
Why hasn't he killed Wraith again? There's a reason. Oh, he's protected. He's protected by outsiders. Magic doesn't work on him.
Who's protected by outsiders?
Lord Wraith.
The outsiders are protecting him?
Lord Wraith is protected by outsiders.
He's not. He's got witches working for him.
No, he's protected by outsiders.
But plus, he's got like the worst curse ever.
Yeah, but that's why he has it. Magic doesn't work on him. That's the thing. The outsiders eat the magic around him. That's the he who walks behind is summoned up again. It's like he's an outsider. That's where you
Yeah.
find out about that.
Yeah. Huh.
But he is basically, he's fucked because he can't feed. You know?
Yeah.
Which is some death curse for Margaret to throw at him.
But I think Thomas is not long for this world.
Uh,
He is, to quote, I can't even quote anything or do anything because you haven't fucking seen the series yet. Watch Angel. But
David Boreanaz could play Michael. Just put that out there.
we'll get to that. If anybody has seen Angel, Thomas, I think, is the equivalent of the other Irish character that shows up in Angel. I think Thomas is going to die in peace talks. I think Karen Murphy is going to die at some point because she is the true blood equivalent of Al Said. Basically, I'm going to butcher the name. Joe Manganiello, the actor who played Al Said, when he found out that his character was getting with Suki in the show, he was with his friends. He's like, "Oh well, I'm dead," and they were like, "What?" He goes, "Yeah, I'm dead. They're going to kill me off." When I am not one of the main two guys' love interests for this girl, and I'm suddenly with her, and her other two love interests are there, I'm dead. My story is over. I'm done. My arc is done. I think Karen's arc is kind of done. She's done everything that she can kind of possibly do, and now she's with Harry.
No, she's doing good work though. With the
She's
Chicago
doing
Alliance
amazing work, and she's
Better
awesome.
Future Foundation.
But like, it's building up to a freaking apocalypse, and like, Harry has a daughter now.
Yeah.
And that's his whole world. And we saw what happened with Harry when he lost Susan.
Yeah.
But she was still alive, but we saw what happened when she was out of his life.
Yeah.
Then he finds out he has this daughter. So this, as long as Maggie lives and survives, which I think she will, because there's the young adult books coming, Harry will always have that in his life to stop him going completely over to the dark side. Or not that he would ever go to the dark side.
Well, she could be a good reason for him to go even further if it's to protect her.
There is that too.
Though she is with like the angelic family. So.
But my point is, if he lost Thomas before, he had nobody. When he lost Susan, when she died, it was by his hands, and then he died.
Yeah.
Technically died. And then he came back. He had other shit to deal with. Like, immediately comes back as the fucking Winter Knight.
Yeah.
And Mab trying to fucking kill him over and over again.
Yeah.
I don't think he had time to process. Like, Harry should have PTSD.
He does have PTSD.
Kind of does, but he hasn't.
He has spirit. He can't ever unsee seeing the Nagloshi. Even like shudders anytime
he sees them and
where
freaks
he
out.
remembers the Nagloshi.
That's another Word of Jim thing that eventually we're going to see Harry dealing with PTSD.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, eventually. Now again, that could be just him trolling, but I think that's further down the line. But I think the dam is going to break at some point.
Yeah.
Thomas being a father. So this is going to be like one of the worst books ever. I think
it's going to be a bloodbath.
It's going to be a bloodbath. I think we're losing. I think Thomas. Either Thomas is going to die, wielding Amarachius, protecting Justine and his baby,
and burning his hunger out of him, and he can't survive.
Can't survive because he's human and he's got no way of healing himself. Dies in Harry's arms. Or Justine and the baby dies.
Dies in childbirth, yeah.
Not even in childbirth. I think she fucking dies, and that sets Thomas off on a dark path.
He ends up becoming the White King.
Yeah, that would be awesome. There's so many different possibilities and ways he could go. I do think that the child. He could make a deal with Mab. Not to become the
in the Mirror world, is Thomas.
Is Thomas Winter Knight
mortal enough?
But Mab could
kill the hunger. Yeah, Fix is gonna die.
Oh, Fix is
Fix is gonna die, and I think Elaine will be the new Summer Knight.
It would be interesting if Elaine became the new Summer Knight, and she was also Kimori.
Yeah, but I think her as a Summer Knight would be fitting, because it would be a vengeance to for Titania, and it's an equal match for Harry. They both get a Starborn who's
Murphy
becomes a Summer Knight.
Murphy becomes Summer Knight because you're taking away Harry's love interest.
They can never be together.
They could never be together.
Yeah.
That would be.
Do you think Titania will become gunning for Maggie?
No.
Vengeance for the daughter?
No, because
she's a good fairy.
She is a good fairy, and Elder Gruff did kind of like sit her aside. It was like,
yeah.
listen, bitch, you're crazy.
I know you're crazy right now.
You're crazy right now. Oh my God, Reginald Lee Hunter should voice Elder Gruff.
That's a deep cut, yeah.
You're in my way. Please move.
Shadow Hunter. Frosted of white. Yeah, that's going to be one of those things anyway. I think Harry will possibly end the series. He will either become Blackstaff or Gatekeeper. I don't know if he can be both at the same time.
Yeah, it's like Jim's piling a lot of fucking shit on him in terms of like mantles, power.
He's collecting the Infinity Stones of all of his mantles, yeah.
We're definitely going to see Demon Reach be used.
Well, Ramirez has to recover from one time trying to have sex and like was made forcibly abstinent.
I think Ramirez is going to become...
He lost a lot of blood, but not his virginity.
I think Ramirez is going to become asexual suddenly and like, nope. He'll never want to have sex ever
Could
again.
Ramirez become the Blackstaff?
No. I think...
He's not high enough in the...
No, it's not that... No, not that he's high enough. I think for a wizard to become the Blackstaff...
Well, they're specifically chosen by
they
the
are
previous...
True, but I don't know what it is about Ramirez, and reading about him is he's very innocent.
Yeah.
He's lawfully good.
Yeah.
In the sense that I think...
Well,
a great team up I would have loved to have seen on a side story is Ramirez and Morgan working together.
Yeah,
that is the ultimate like buddy cop kind of opposite of like Morgan was an asshole, but he was good. He to a T.
Oh, Morgan is I guess he's almost lawful evil in a way, but no, he's lawful good. But he's Inspector Javert, like with a big sword, and magical powers,
and just like. He the blinkers on. There was no
Clancy Brown should play Morgan.
Yeah, we're getting to that.
But
eventually,
besides that, I'd like to see more of the other wardens that we know, like Wild Bill. He's the warden of the South.
Yeah,
and
who's the one he rings when he's in prison in the short story? That Wild Bill.
Yeah, Wild Bill. I'd like to see more of Wild Bill and Ramirez. That's a buddy cop thing there. But I like him. I'd like to see Mike. I think Mike's Japanese American, isn't he? Mike is a genius mechanic.
Who is possibly
Svartalf. Possibly.
No, I thought
he's a Mortal Smith though. They call him Mortal Smith. Cat Sith calls him. Well, he doesn't know maybe, but
Cat Sith
fix this Mortal Smith and deliver it to Harry Dresden.
He's some characters I'd like to just leave be human, and he's one of them.
Yeah, he's just really good at what he does.
He's just really good at what he does.
Fixing VW Beetles.
And you know how wizards live for a really long time, and Harry's just like gonna eventually outlive him.
Oh, yeah.
And be like, dude, train someone else to fix my car.
That's
the thing as well that Jim has said is Harry has Maggie during the summers, and Maggie, Mouse, and Harry are living in
the island.
No, they're not on the island. They're living in
Billy and George's house.
No, in Molly's house.
Oh, in Molly's apartment.
With the
Svartalf security. Yeah.
Who don't necessarily like Harry, but they love Maggie.
Oh, the Svartalfs love Maggie.
The Svartalfs like Maggie, yeah. Word of Jim. So, yeah, she's going to be a very interesting character. So, let me see. Each book, there's a year in between each book, in time-wise, I think.
Sometimes. Yeah, there are specific time jumps. Some of them are in the same year.
Yeah.
Or months ahead. Billy and Georgia have a child now as well, remember?
They have. She's just had a kid.
She was pregnant in Aftermath.
She's a daughter who doesn't have a name yet.
Well, Billy, like the last time we saw him in Ghost Story, he was a bit alpha and being a bit of a dick, but then we saw him in jury duty very briefly and he seemed okay, so that was maybe just stressful times.
Well, there's that, and he also has another male kind of
Daniel Carpenter. What's Daniel Carpenter going to be up at? Daniel Carpenter got in a knife fight with a weird hobo Fagin warlock. and then he went to Afghanistan.
Yeah, he's in the army.
He's
isn't
in
he?
the army. I think is he a medic or is he?
No, I don't. I can't
He's
remember.
just a soldier, I
There's
think.
so much to remember.
But the Carpenter kids, like
Carpenter kids are all normal except
Yeah.
for Molly.
the Carpenter
because
kids could be like the cool Osmond Demon Hunters, if you know what I mean. Like, in a way.
No, I think that would be the last thing that Michael or Charity would want for their kids to be involved in that life.
Yeah, but they have to have been.
It would be interesting to see if Harry Jr. fucking
Oh yeah.
don't you killed Harry Jr. by mistake.
Oh. Well, there was the idea
Okay,
that
although-
Daniel Carpenter will pick up a coin was one.
No,
Might be
I
tricked
don't.
into it.
That well, yeah. I think that okay. So I think Nicodemus is going to be responsible for
Setting up the apocalypse.
maybe yes, but I also think he's going to be responsible for Michael finding out about Molly.
Ooh, okay.
That's a way of fucking up Michael and Harry's relationship because Harry's known all along and didn't say anything. And although Michael will respect one aspect of that, I don't think he's. We've seen what Michael's. If you haven't
Well,
read
Molly
the
is-
short story, but we've seen what Michael's like when his kids are kind of put in danger or
it's-
something happens.
It's the one thing that will make him hesitate throwing his life away for
Yeah,
forces of good. Is leaving his kids behind, or if anyone touches his kids.
yeah.
That's in the short story of the Warrior when that priest goes and tries to nick the swords.
Yeah,
And he
and
beats the shit out of him with a baseball bat for
Yep.
kidnapping his daughter.
even though he's crippled, he still is a force to be reckoned
He's a
with.
force of crippling. Yeah.
Crippling. But Michael will die disappointed with Harry.
Oh,
That'll be.
will
Okay,
Sanya survive to the end?
he fucking better.
Will Sanya? You see, in my head,
Oh, yeah,
my
yeah.
favorite version of how this could go is Sanya will die in battle, and we will see Sanya being taken by angels up to heaven, or arrive as an
Yeah,
angel himself and go, "Well, I guess I was wrong." You
Or
know?
no, he'd be like the angels are taking his soul up to heaven, and he'd be seeing him floating, and he'd be like, "I told you it was aliens." So I think Sanya's death
At
will
last,
be
an answer.
will be if Sanya dies. I think the aftermath of it will be fucking hilarious. It should be hilarious, in the sense that Sanya doesn't believe.
He doesn't give a fuck.
He doesn't give a fuck, but he also doesn't believe in God. And the fact that he was given a sword by the Archangel Michael, and he still fights the good fight, but he doesn't believe. And him dying would be tragic and sad, but at the same time, him dying and finding out there's a heaven, being an atheist, would just be hilarious.
Oh yeah, but Sanya's like the only guy in Changes who's like having a good time.
Fighting, yeah.
Just the Mad Russian wouldn't stop laughing all of the way through.
That's
Who left lightning door there?
his. Murphy basically becomes possessed, in essence. But
she
when
becomes a conduit for the wrath of God. Yeah,
and goes running and
Yeah.
just destroying everything in her path.
yeah. Cuts away.
But
the
Sanya
will.
doesn't.
Well, Sanya's kind of joining in, like.
Oh yeah, he's killing everything in his path,
Yeah.
but he's not gone. He's not shouting false gods.
Yeah, he's
but-
not passing judgment on them. Yeah.
But no, Michael and Harry's relationship is fucking doomed. Maggie still lives with them, but I don't think this is going to happen anytime soon. I think this is later. I think this is Michael's end game of his stories. Michael will die disappointed in Harry. I think during the Apocalypse trilogy, Michael's going to come back as
an
fucking
angel.
as a knight of heaven,
Yeah.
as an
Leading
angel
the charge
on Harry's side,
with
and
all the
will-
previous knights.
yeah, and will forgive Harry.
Oh, Shira could show up then as well.
Shiro hopefully will.
Do you think Butters will stick at being the knight? Or do you think Butters will become like really badass?
You see, because Butters was never meant to live, and this just happened by circumstances, and
Butters has been rolling 20s, like
pretty much
left, right, and centre, just going out with Andy,
Yes.
figuring out magic,
Yes.
becoming a knight.
I think Butters is.
Butters is a hero though.
Well, you know how in Game of Thrones everybody thinks that Sam is George R. R. Martin.
Yeah, the author Avatar.
Butters is Jim,
Kind of.
kind of.
Maybe he will literally turn into Jim, in which he will start off like this kind of nerdy guy
Yeah.
and turn into this massively ripped fucking martial arts expert.
That's what's going to happen with him.
He's gonna turn
Michael's training him
Yeah.
Sure, even his short story where how he finds out that he's in need. He has a mission.
Yeah.
Is the thing appears above your man's head like a
Yeah.
mission, like World of Warcraft.
Yeah.
And Michael's like, well, what do you see? And he's like, I see the yellow light over
Quest
your head.
point, yeah.
Quest point, yeah. He's like, well, that's, you know, Michael training him is awesome. Oh, Michael's such an awesome character. I don't want him to die. I don't want Thomas to die, but anytime I have a favourite character, they die. Although Thomas has done 15 books. What was the one where the Nicoloshi came? Turncoat?
Turncoat, yeah. Fucked him up pretty well.
Fucked him up. And by the Turncoat then changes, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, it changes, he was still distant from him.
He was until he found out that he had a niece.
Yeah.
And that's what kind of gets... He like Thomas's rehab kind of comes around really quickly when you think about it.
Well, he
changes
also,
the whole story.
It's also an emotional guilt thing as well because like his brother's dead. Like he thinks his brother's dead.
Yeah,
and,
yeah,
he's
but-
disappointed in him. And,
But then Justine kind of, you know,
oh yeah, finds the loophole.
Finds the
stupid,
loophole.
sexy loophole.
fixes him and like, yeah, every man on the planet hates you.
Any tent you have is a sex tent.
Yeah. But in Peace Talks, I think because we haven't seen Harry with the White Council since he basically wiped out the Red
Rashid
Court.
said he would do all his paperwork. Like, do not underestimate what I'm fucking doing here.
Yeah.
And get his back taxes, and they'd help him with. Well, he got called for jury duty. That's almost funny in itself. Like he came back from the dead, and they immediately called him. Like,
And that was set up by Lara Raitt and
oh yeah, and Mark
Emma Cohen. Here's another thing. Peace Talks, the name of the next thing. Lara Raitt said to Harry she would kill him with peace.
Yeah, strangle you with peace, and you'll love me for it.
I don't think Lara's as evil.
She's still dangerous. She's she's becoming scary.
Oh,
She's
God.
amassing a lot of power.
That could be the worst thing to happen to fucking Thomas. Becoming the White King.
Yeah. Force him into being the White King to protect his child.
And his whole fucking family.
Yeah.
And that would put him and Harry at odds.
Yep.
They're so gonna fuck him up.
Could Mark Owen wield a sword?
Well, he believes in himself enough.
Do you think Mark Owen will die doing a sort of noble sacrifice, a begrudgingly noble sacrifice that Harry will have to admit was the right thing? Because what's her name is going to wake up. Markham's child is going to wake up.
Yes, because Harry has the Shroud of Turin, the real one. I don't know. I see McCone is still evil at the end of the day.
He's like lawful evil or lawful neutral.
Yeah.
He has rules. Like
I don't know the way. I think McCone's going to get infected with Nemesis.
yeah.
It's something about the Skin Game. He's very fucking cocky,
Well, he kind of has reason to.
and
be.
he's going to wipe out not wipe out.
Well, he's wanted to wipe out the former for ages.
No, but he's planning on getting revenge on the crew that went to Hades, even though he knew and it was all a setup.
Well, it's a public. You can't allow it to go unpunished because you did attempt
Yeah.
to fuck me. Like,
Yeah,
I don't care if I was behind it. I cannot allow this insult to go.
I would have liked to see him
Answered.
try to take out Goodman Gray. That's all I'm going to say on that one. I don't know with Marcone. I'm really Marcone's one I find is one of the least interesting characters in the book.
Oh, I like Mark.
But you're saying a lot, really. I don't really go either way for him. I do like. I want to know more about Thomas surviving. That's it.
Yeah, surviving Thomas will be one,
But that's not going to happen. I know it's not going to happen. He's going to die, or he's going to have something. James said, "Fans will not forgive me for what I'm going to do to Thomas." Him having a child is not an unforgivable act.
we make him boring. He
Take
just quits.
Taking him out of the book in a happy way, like, okay, so I've just stayed, and we have a kid, and we're going to leave and be happy over here off panel. That's not going to happen, but that's a happy ending. Also, Thomas is part of the Oblivion War.
Yeah,
So his only way of he's never going to have a happy ending.
yeah.
He's part of that war until he dies.
Until he dies, yeah.
Because he knows about it.
Because he knows about it, yeah.
Also, this thing I don't get about the Oblivion War. So he's killing people to wipe out the evil side.
That's what the Archive's purpose is.
But
She's in charge of the Venator.
But they're wiping out all these people,
Yeah.
so they forget about.
Yeah, it's to stop like outsiders and things like that, bring
Yeah.
back dark gods. Yeah.
But he But then they know.
Then they know and they die.
But he's a vampire. He's going to live for a very long time.
Yeah.
So he knows all the information since he.
Well, they wipe out everybody, and then the archive deletes it from the collective memory.
So basically, brain wipes him.
No, she wipes it out of history, of record, sort of. That's the archive's purpose. Yeah, I don't know. Lucio is still knocking about, so she's still got some stuff to do.
I feel bad for Lucio.
Is Christos? That was an interesting one.
I know, he's stupid. That was worse. Is he stupid?
No, is Christos the guy who was the head of the cult that Charity was a part of? It's Gregory Christos, and she said the guy in charge of her cult was called Gregor, and they were the guys that summoned that dragon. Is that Christos?
Holy shit!
Yeah, it could be.
Well, the dragons aren't going to show up again until book 19 or 20. But just right before the Apocalypse trilogy.
How do you think the apocalypse happens? Mab dies?
Mab dies.
Mab breaks her word?
No, I don't think she breaks her word. Jim's too smart of a writer for that. I think, I don't know. See, my theory keeps changing every so often, but the only thing that's preventing the outsiders from coming into this world
At the gates and
is the gates and the Oblivion War. So Rashid will have to die. The Winter Court will have to die. Like, bit by bit, they're getting through.
Do you think humanity will take over the outer gates?
Yes, I think humanity's
The masquerade will fall.
Oh, the masquerade's coming down.
We're gonna know about the supernatural.
Word of Jim.
Oh yeah?
I'm pretty sure he said it in an interview that, like, when the Apocalypse trilogy, when the big, what's it called? BAT. When that happens, that the veil is gone. I think humans are going to wipe out the outsiders fairly handily. You know, I think that's going to be the surprising thing of it all. I think that the fact that humans have guns.
Well, that mankind is so good at killing stuff when it's afraid.
Yeah.
When it finds out, if you told the apex predators that they had a predator, I mean, look what we fucking did to smallpox.
Yeah.
You know, like, look at trying to cure cancer, like, Jesus.
I don't think it's going to be as one-sided as people are expecting it to be. Or
do you think that Harry will have to jailbreak the creatures out of Demon Reach?
No, I don't think he's going to jailbreak them.
He has
I think
the ability to
Harry's
release them.
going to release. Oh, of course. You don't put the gun on the wall, man, and not use. Yeah. I think the fact that Harry has the power to release these creatures. Okay, so names and your word.
Yeah.
Are very important.
And swearing on your power.
And swearing on your power are a lot of things very important in this world. I think Harry's going to make deals with certain creatures that are imprisoned. I will let you out if you swear to me. He'll have a binding contract with them.
He'll parole them in a way.
He'll parole them and he'll use them to his advantage.
Who's the English guy? And I agree with you on this.
It's Arthur Pendragon.
It's Arthur Pendragon, I think.
Yeah.
It's the English guy.
Oh, of course. He's the original fucking wielder of Armarachius.
And he has to come back when he's needed most.
And he's going to fucking, during the BAT, he's going to pick up Armarachius.
Yeah. That's what I think he is.
Word of Jim is that Armarachius will not find a new wielder until the BAT. Which means...
a new permanent wielder.
Permanent wielder. So, while I would love for it to be Thomas, we both would. I think everybody else would love for the new wielder of Armarachius to be Thomas. He's not long for this world.
He can still use it once.
I hope I'm so wrong on that.
Yeah, me too.
I think he will. I think Thomas has to wield one of the swords at some point before he dies or die using it. I hope he doesn't die. But I think Arthur Pendragon is the English guy in the cell. And I think that during
someone
BAT,
who needs to be there.
Yeah, I think BAT, he's going to be out and he's going to get Armarachius and he's going to fight the good fight. Lucifer is going to be involved. King. I think the Denarians I think Nicodemus with Lucifer is going to destroy the world.
Do you think Nicodemus is going to try and unseat Lucifer?
No. Why would he?
I don't know.
Lucifer's the most powerful he's an archangel.
Oh, true.
You don't take out the nuke when you're going to war.
Fair, but how do we know that Lucifer and Nicodemus won't be on Harry's side during the BAT? It won't be them against the outsiders.
Well, why is he trying to kickstart the apocalypse?
I have no idea.
He's trying to make it happen earlier. I think he's going to kickstart it. I think he's going to take a back seat.
Well,
see how it all
Deirdre
plays out.
said we're trying to save the world. What does that mean? Is it a great evil in order to do some good, pull everyone together to...
Maybe. Yeah, it could be Ozymandias' plan from fucking, what you call it, Watchmen. Yeah. Okay, so I think that Molly's going to be taken out at some point. What I said to you before about Nicodemus killing, was it, my idea was Nicodemus was going to kill Molly.
Or he's going to tell Michael that...
I know, I said earlier that he'd tell Michael about Molly's situation, but I do think that fucking... See, if anybody kills Mab, and Nicodemus is going to want revenge on Mab.
Well, it's two birds with one stone. He makes Molly permanently the Winter Queen.
Winter Queen. And Molly has only become Winter Lady. She does not have the experience.
Yeah.
And I know the mantle will bestow the experience and all that kind of stuff on you, but it's not going to happen instantaneously. Look, the Winter Lady mantle that she has is coming in drips and drabs.
Well, they were also really worried about Maeve becoming Winter Queen.
Well, that's because she was infected.
But also because she was incompetent.
Yeah. Plus, yeah. So I think for the BAT to happen, the gate's going to have to open or be destroyed, and I think that the only way that happens is if Mab isn't there to stop it.
The other theory about the guy in the cell was that he's Chandler, because Chandler apparently has some expertise with time magic. He's a bit dangerous that way. He was on Harry's side, and maybe he's there as a plant. He needs to be there until a certain right time. Chandler will probably show up with the time travel stuff.
Yeah, that's another book completely.
It has to be. So we don't know if Harry will... What if evil Harry escapes back to Harry Prime's universe before Harry does?
Yeah, that's how he becomes
and what if the
Cowl.
book? Yeah, but what if the book after that is from his perspective?
Interesting.
And if he leaves Prime Harry behind in his universe, swaps places with him.
Yeah, and then finds out that he has a daughter called Maggie, same name as his mother, and that kind of thing. I'm not going to be evil anymore. And then... Oh, man, there's so many possibilities that we could speculate on this for fucking years.
Yeah, until it all actually comes out. Yeah, but, like... What was the other one? Who can be...
But start the petition now and get it to Jim. Don't kill Thomas, please. Please. And congratulations to Jim for getting married and, being pure awesome and being an pure absolute awesome. Like in beast mode just all the time.
Would absolutely love to live my life like him. Be a fucking absolute battle nerd. Ripped and married to a really beautiful woman and such a good fucking writer. Hours of entertainment. And hopefully that new show is good. We're probably going to do another episode on
there will be 2 more coming.
About nerd casting,
all Dresden Files related. This is just us being rambling really about... We haven't really discussed much really in an hour, but we'll try and do more. If this one goes down well, if you like them, we'll try and do more. We're going to try and put it up on Reddit. But give us some feedback. Tell us we're wrong. And that's
just
it.
argue amongst yourselves until Peace Talks comes out, and then continue to argue until Mirror Mirror comes out. That's my plan anyway.
Yeah, and also petition. Remember, don't kill Thomas, because I have a lot of free time coming up and I know where you live. I'm joking, I don't.
For Zara.
Enough talk!